This talk by William Malenfant is called Protect Yourself from the Teachings of Demons. And for 4 solid minutes, that's all you get. Demons, demons, demons. Every example, every scripture, every warning points right back to that same fear. But notice where he starts with Eve, the woman who was deceived. Yes, it's a subtle message. Women are spiritually weaker, more open to possession. And I'm not saying just money, but demon possession. That's what he's saying. More prone to corruption. Yes, Adam is not even mentioned in this talk. And who does that leave as a strong protector for the women? Well, of course, it's the men, and better yet, it's the elders. The men, they're all men. There's no women elders. And the superior authority is, well, it's 11 men in New York. So not only is the world full of demons, apparently your wife is too. So this is a strong talk for everyone. It really shows the programming of Jehovah's Witnesses. And psychologists call this fear conditioning. Repeat a fear often enough, and the brain wires it like it's a muscle memory. That's what the brain does. It has to do something with it, so it wires it in to your memory. It's like a muscle memory. And especially in children who can't tell the story from reality, the result is a nervous system on high alert, primed to see the devil behind every shadow. So this is also called semantic saturation. The constant repetition of devil, Satan, demons burns the idea in so deep that even when you stop hearing it, the fear stays alive inside you. It's like there's a monster under the bed, and the kid will often see the monster. So, and here's the scary part. Once the brain is programmed, it doesn't just hold the fear, it starts to produce it. Psychologists call this an illusory correlation. Random things, nightmares, sleep paralysis, even a panic attack. And they suddenly feel like proof of the demon activity. So your body will actually create a demonic-like thing going on in your head because you were programmed that this is all real. So that's why so many Jehovah's Witnesses and ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, they swear that they've had demon encounters. The experiences feel real because their brain was trained to make them real. That's what the org is. We're real. This talk given by Malenfant is real. They believe it. So when you tell a kid there's a monster under the bed, eventually they'll hear it. They'll hear it breathing. So what's the point of all of this repetition? Control over what you read, control over what you watch, control over what you think, and even who you trust. And by tying it all back to Eve, the Watchtower reinforces that women need constant oversight. It's not just fear of demons, it's a fear script that props up male authority. So that's not spirituality, that's patriarchy dressed up as protection. And that's how they keep that thing going. So talks like this aren't just background noise. Elders use them as levers. So picture this, a young JW thinking about higher education. And the elder doesn't have to forbid it now. He just has to remind them that the universities are full of demonic influence. That's all he has to say. And then he offers a safe alternative, like staying in a basement bedroom of a local JW family, walking over to the campus, maybe with another elder, pioneer with you. You see, that's not choice. That's bounded choice. It feels like you're deciding freely, but really, the frame is rigged. And one option looks safe, the other looks like walking straight into Satan's arms. So that's how they make it. If you're walking out there, well, if you're going to go and stay on the campus, you might as well just go stay with Satan himself. You see, they're not forbidding higher education, but a lot of these universities aren't just in your backyard. You have to go, you get invited, maybe you go stay in the campuses. Okay, so let's step back just for a second. Why would the governing body push this kind of demon talk right now? Now, this was released August 2025 of this year, and it was released on the 28th. Well, there's some things that were just happening here, and they got to do a countermeasure. So let's think about this. Think about Norway. The government cut off funding to Jehovah's Witnesses because of their shunning policy, and the court stood firm. And now, if you're a JW who hears that, you might start to wonder, well, maybe the courts are right, or maybe the organization is wrong. But here's the trick. By hammering the devil and Satan and demons 30 times in 10 minutes, the Watchtower preps the flock to see every courtroom, every government decision, every headline as Satan's work. So this isn't just a sermon about demons. This is war strategy. It inculcates members against reality. So the next time they lose in court, instead of asking questions, the flock tightens the ranks, convinced they're being persecuted by Satan himself. Now, here's another court case: is the Daniel Owen versus the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York. This is another good reason, because right about now, August 28th, they were depositioned to give a statement. Come on in. And it's been delayed, of course. So this is just too convenient to blame the demons, you see, folks, when you can't explain to your flock why you're in court again and why all the individual governing body members are actually subpoenaed or depositioned to this court case, to make a statement. It's really just a lawyer's office at this point, but it's where they're investigating. And it's public. And this is for child sex abuse cover-ups. Take the Daniel Owen case in New York. Owen says he was abused as a child by a ministerial servant, Robert Warren, between 1965 and 1971. And Warren even confessed, but he was reinstated. And the lawsuit says Watchtower and the governing body concealed the reports of abuse, protected the known molesters, and refused to warn families. So as of August 2025, this case is still moving forward in Kings County. Depositions, discovery, compliance hearings. Watchtower is in court right now. So what do the broadcasts do? They shift the blame. Don't look at the lawsuits. Don't look at the victims. Look at Satan. Blame the demons. You see, folks, this is a convenient scapegoat. It's a convenient shield. He's demonized. They're demonized. And this is just too convenient. And this is how a lot of the JWs think. They all think that way. I'm not even going to say a lot. And it's permeated over a lot of the ex-JWs still have issues with blaming the demons for everything. So remember, when Malenfant says protect yourself from demons, what he really means is protect yourself from anything outside the organization. That's what he's really saying. And especially never trust yourself, especially if you're a woman. So, but once you see the trick for what it is, the fear loses its grip on you. You see, you guys can see the trick, right? So it's not fearful anymore. So it's not the demons dragging Watchtower into courtrooms, folks. It's their own policies. It's their own two-witness rule. It's their own policies of covering CSA up because they didn't want to be like the Catholic Church, but they were worse. So, and the only way to break that programming is to see the pattern, step outside of it. So, folks, let's live our life with love and throw fear outside. There's no room for it in the room of love. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next video.
The serpent deceived me by a literal serpent that she could see and that spoke to her. However, we know that lurking behind the scene there in the Garden of Eden was really the original serpent, Satan the devil, just the idea of the devil. The devil. He wrote, Satan's first trick, the devil says, the devil has them, that is, has them exactly where he wants them. He vanishes in his success, and his triumph is his incognito. The devil's finest trick is to persuade you that he does not exist. Of course, we know he exists and that he's behind all of the misery, the hate, and the violence that has taken place on the earth from the time of the death of Abel down to the present time. It's interesting to note, Satan started in the Garden of Eden by misleading one woman. Now, Revelation 12:9 says he's misleading the entire inhabited earth. What a tremendous contrast that is. So how does he do it? How does he mislead people today? Basically, it's the same way that he misled Eve. Serpent seduced Eve by its cunning, and now here's the main point. Your minds might be corrupted away from the sincerity and the chastity. Wrong thinking comes from Satan the devil. The serpent got Eve to fix her attention or her mind on what was contrary to God's will. And once her mind was corrupted, she was easily drawn into an actual act of sin. Satan operates the same way today. He may not speak through a serpent, but he does have visible agents on the earth. In Jesus' day, we know the religious leaders were Satan's visible agents. He called them children of the devil, and that they wanted to do the will of their father. So today, individuals and organizations make themselves Satan's agents by promoting his lies. How humans become Satan's agents. Some will fall away from the faith, paying attention to misleading, inspired statements and teachings of demons. Now, who's doing this teaching? Who promotes Satan's viewpoints? Who promote lawlessness, sexual immorality, and spiritism? They're the channel that Satan has used, in addition to the channels that are available to him in the form of worldly organizations. For example, this system's politics, religion, commerce, and entertainment. And it must be said, entertainment is playing an outsized role in being the voice for Satan the devil in promoting sexual immorality and spiritism. Do I read books, magazines, or articles on the internet about the occult? Any of my entertainment involves spiritism. That's the key question. Nothing to do with the occult, of divination, and that are designed to take us away from Jehovah. They come from one source, the demons themselves, from spiritism, from demonism. want them to as to what the source of Spiritism is. After all, the occult is nothing more than dealing with the demons, whatever form it may take. Us on guard against Spiritism and all other forms of demon propaganda.